Mike Inkervia Sr. with eXp Realty here in Northeast Ohio.
I'm Mike Inkervia Jr., eXp Realty, Inkervia team, located in Northeastern Ohio.
Awesome. Thanks, guys, for being here with me. Nice to see you. I just want to talk about your production real quickly. Your production is pretty impressive. So tell us a little bit about it.
So we have a team, when we made the move to eXp from our previous brokerage was 35 agents. We're at about 55 right now since August. So we're growing pretty rapidly. And we did last year, 200 million, and the year before 220 million.
Very, very impressive. So you recently joined eXp. Can you tell us about why you did that?
Sure. Go ahead, Senior.
We joined back in August. I had been looking at it for quite a while because one of the major players here in town, Al Stasek, and I have been friends for a long time. And I experienced profit sharing at previous company on a pretty high level and was intrigued by the revenue share and the stock opportunities. And it just something that kept me up at night. I couldn't get it out of my mind because I felt like the model we were in before was kind of becoming stale. So I thought that this would be a great decision for the future of the younger generation in our team.
Well, and with me being in my early 40s, I've already been in the business for close to 20 years. And with us being a family team with Mike Sr., myself, and my mom, Sylvia, I just looked at the opportunity, even just contribution on each deal into your stock account, not even being awarded stock for hitting icon and those type of things. Long-term goal for me, I think that the way that it's set up, it just seemed like a very good opportunity. And one thing I could tell you so far, even though we're just crossing the 6-month threshold, a lot of the things that we heard, you're never going to talk to anybody. It's cloud-based, it's virtual, they're avatars. We've had more collaboration in 6 months with the higher ups at the company, getting involved, helping us, anything we need immediately than we did in 16 years previously. And we're amped up. We're fired up like we haven't been in a long time.
I love it. So that brings me to my next question. And you kind of answered it slightly, but I want you to go into a little bit more detail. How would you describe, well, let me restart that question. Being that it's a cloud-based company, you know, you hear a lot of things like you can't create a culture around a cloud-based company. But from what you're saying, that's a myth. So tell us how you would describe the culture at eXp.
Well, from what we've experienced so far, the culture is one that's really infectious. And being a former owner of the franchise with the prior company, I just think that, well, first of all, we've never been inside of an office. We've always had our own location. So we have our own culture on our team. And quite frankly, right now, it's the best it's ever been. And that's got to do more with the people that we've had on the team now. But when I was the owner of the prior company, and in each office that was owned by 4 or 5 people, you'd have agents as they got better in their careers wanting to know, how do I get in ownership? Well, guess what? It's kind of limited. So here at eXp, everybody has a chance to have an equity stake. Now, is it the same as owning a part of a brokerage? Not exactly, but there's no risk whatsoever. And, it's just, I just think everybody's pushing in the same direction.
Yeah, that makes sense. And Mike, before you answer, I just want to chime in. When you cap at eXp, you get that back in stock, correct?
Yes.
Yes.
So that gives you more of a motivation because you feel like you're a part of something. Whereas at a brick and mortar that's a franchise, you might not get that opportunity. Is that
right?
What you're saying?
Well, and my biggest pet peeve in this business has always been agents are always chasing the highest split rather than the value. And when you have a cap, you could then get to 100%, but there is really no such thing as 100%,
Right.
because if you're running a business, you're always going to have expenses. We all know that from, how we run our businesses. But having the opportunity to earn that cap back in stock, and and we've heard, prior to coming to eXp, everybody bashed the stock, and I remember, looking at that stock when it was $1 a share and not buying it, and now we're kicking ourselves. But the thing is if you're awarded your cap back every year in stock for 20 years, that's $320,000.
Yeah.
If it averages 2 or 3% a year just based upon the dividends, that $320,000 is probably going to be worth double. Is it the only investment somebody should ever make? Absolutely not. It's just the icing on the cake. It's another piece of the pie being shared with those that are participating, something over and above your commissions, not to even talk about revenue share, which is a whole different, situation.
Well, and we have over 50 agents on our team now, and I've had at least 4 or 5 that have come up to me who participated in eXp's health share plan.
Mm-hmm.
Some of our team members are saving with families $300, $400, $500 a month, and they're still in their same network with their same doctors and everything, and they're saving money there. They're able to contribute on their deals towards their stock account. Some of our bigger producers have thousands of dollars in their stock account already just from contributing on their deals. So it's just all around been a win-win. And our culture inside our team, we hired a gal who is our coach on our team. Every Wednesday at our office, we have 20 plus people showing up for coaching on a weekly basis. Some offices in our previous brokerage don't even get that attendance for a team meeting.
Oh yeah, no, I've been there. I know how it is. It's very hard to get agents to come in and attend something.
Because you got to provide valuable content.
Yeah. So you mentioned, you answered some of this in a previous question, but what are some other advantages you feel that a cloud-based brokerage has over a brick and mortar?
Expansion.
The biggest one would be expansion. So for example, at our previous company, I owned 2 offices, 2 different brokerages. And at that time, I wanted to put people on our team from the other brokerage, that area.
And it's only 30 minutes away.
And legally, we couldn't because our admins are licensed, and legally they cannot work for agents in another brokerage. Now we're all in one brokerage, no matter what part of the city or state we're in. So we can have them on our team, 50, 100 miles away. And it's not a big deal. The other thing is expansion here. If you're expanding to a state like Massachusetts, where the caps are 50,000 with a lot of the other companies, you have one cap here, 16,000.
Yeah, because there's nothing to pay for.
Yeah.
I mean, there is, but there's no rent.
Right. But the thing about it is too, you asked about, advantages. I mean, if I have a question, I could either go in the world, take a ticket and have an answer within 5 minutes, if not less, or just send an email to onboarding or to the broker or to whatever department I want. And usually you'll have an answer in a really short period of time.
Yeah, I can attest to that when I have technical questions or just questions in general, going into eXp world, sending an email to agent services. They're always, especially with email, they get back to me in record time, less than an hour in some
I
cases.
literally went in there about 2 weeks ago. It's that time of year with taxes. I needed something for 1099. I pulled the ticket. They sat me at the counter. Somebody answered, which was a live person.
Yeah.
I had the document I needed emailed to me in 3 minutes. I timed it.
Well, the other thing is too, talk about a virtual brokerage. I mean, it's eXp, the company itself. Those are the people that are virtual, the company employees. We still have the same we had before. And now if I'm recruiting or if I'm attracting somebody to eXp, not on our team, but just as an individual agent, if they're in our area, I could say to them, you guys are free to come and use our office.
Yeah.
99% of the time, they're not going to use it anyway, but at least you have that opportunity to share that with them because we're all part of the same brokerage now.
That's awesome. So you attended eXp Con, which was the last event, and coming up very soon in a little over 2 months is the eXp Shareholders Summit. I know that you probably haven't been to Shareholders, but you've been to eXp Con. So why do you think it's important for agents to attend these events?
Not only to see the actual culture of the company in action when you're there, but to actually meet people and network with people. I mean, at our previous brokerage, we went to functions just like we go to functions here, and we've made some amazing relationships with agents across the country. And it's just building up your network and providing value to each other. Some of the people that I met at eXpCon, obviously we were new with eXp, but I've connected with them and they've shared stuff with us. And we've, since we came over from our previous brokerage, got dialed into a point where we have everything documented and systematized now. And some of that stuff was shared with us by other teams that are doing it at a high level. And they said, here's how we're doing it, brand it to yourself. And, it's really taken us to the next level.
Awesome. Awesome. Anything you want to add? Maybe if there's an agent who's watching this that might be on the fence about joining eXp, what would you say to them?
I would say that if your business is built, your brand is built, it doesn't matter where you're at, you could be successful, but here, not only can you be successful, but you could be rewarded more attractively for doing the same things we're doing everywhere else. My wife and I earned almost $1 million of lifetime profit sharing from our former brokerage. And I just couldn't imagine what that would have been in terms of revenue share now that I look
Oh,
at
yeah.
it.
Well, it'll add up.
Yeah, and I mean, that is money that's mailbox money, right? It just comes in every month.
Yeah.
And that's on top of the commissions. So
for me, it's more about collaboration as well, just because everybody here collaborates. And for people that are looking at the company who might say, but I get training at my brokerage. Does eXp have training? They're virtual. There's so much training that there's almost too much. You go in and you see what you want to focus on. And I love the fact that the people in the world that are doing the training are cappers. They're people who've actually iconed and produce and know what they're talking about. So the training is very, very valuable, along with the other trainings like our group's offering, your group's offering. Everybody has different trainings out there, but this is really a place for people to sharpen their skills and really hone in on what they want to be trained on. There is so much available at this company resource-wise. It's unbelievable.
It's funny. So I've interviewed a handful of other top agents for these interviews. And when I ask them about training, or when they mention training, they say the same thing, that the training, meanwhile, there's 80 hours a week of training, by the way. And secondly, they always say that the training is taught by people who are actually doing business. They're taught by icon agents. They're taught by capping agents. It's not just someone who is a coach that hasn't sold real estate in 25 years. It's an actual producing agent who is capping and then some. So it's interesting that you say that too, because that's what a lot of them are saying.
Well, and somebody that I've talked to that is explaining training at previous brokerage, they explained it like the training that's in place there is the same thing on a monthly basis or a quarterly basis. And it's for agents who are like brand new that want to get to here. Where I feel like with eXp, you can really go in and say, I'm already doing 50 deals, or I'm already doing 100 deals. I want training that's somebody on that same level that's on the topic of this. You can go seek it out and really go to where you're at in your business, where you're not only being offered what's available that doesn't apply to you.
Awesome. Well, guys, thank you so much for being on with me today. I appreciate it. I know you're very busy producing tons of real estate. So I appreciate the time that you took with me.
Thanks,
Thank
Nick.
you,
We
Nick.
appreciate
Take
it.
care.
And much success to everybody.